Welcome to the Pulse here at MetroCast Channel 10. I'm Dr. Bob Schaller, and we have a couple of great guests with us this afternoon. I'd like to introduce Ms. Robin Willis, who's a member of our nonprofit BECA, Business Education Community Alliance. She's also the college liaison at Great Mills High School. And Mr. Ed Diego, who is a senior engineer at Technology Security Associates. Mid to late May, it is scholarship award season. We just did, as BECA, we just did our 6th annual scholarship awards event, and we had Mr. Diego as our guest speaker. So we're going to share some of that. But what Ms. Willis does every day, day in, day out, is help those students through the College Access Program and other services get to college and then pay for it. So I'm going to let her describe what she does.
Thank you, Bob. Yes, I run a program, in addition to being the college liaison, I run a program called CAP, which is College Access Program, which allows juniors and seniors to come into the Career Center during their lunches and spend time with me, and I help them on the college journey. Everything from figuring out where they want to go to college, why they want to go to college, their applications, their essays, financial aid, and of course scholarship. I have a thing here that talks about what do you want to do with $1 million. So over the course of a lifetime, you earn more than $1 million more if you go to college, and then you don't. So students come to me. Our program is geared towards first generation, low income, and minority, but I will accept everybody. It's very successful. I've been there 6 years. We've changed a lot of people's lives. I've had a lot of parents that they come in every day because when it comes to doing financial aid with a FAFSA, it's mind-blowing. Even if you went to college, it's mind-blowing. It's really complicated to go through that process. But it's been a very successful year. I can't tell you how many people are going to wonderful different colleges. A lot are going to CSM, and we've got a lot of scholarship winners. So it's a great program. A lot of times I'm only supposed to see the students 1 day a week. Mostly I see them every day. I have 170 seniors in CAP at Great Mills High School.
Wow.
I'm very proud to say.
Wow.
Very
That's,
successful program. I believe
incredible.
I change people's lives every day.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah. Well, and that's good backdrop to Mr. Diego, who again is here as a young professional and making a new living, but his way here was not a straight one. So would like to turn it over to Ed and start out. He gave this very compelling poem that we've learned he's a poet, and then it sort of gives you the context of the life that he came up in and how he, on his own, with some help, has changed that. So, Ed?
Well, one of the things I just want to share is this poem really quick to all of you on just how my life was, and then tie in how the scholarships definitely gave me an opportunity to be able to have the life I have today. The title of this poem is called The Abduction. It's past midnight on a school night, 4 kids sleeping, perhaps even dreaming, when the mother suddenly awakes them unwittingly. Here comes BCW, want a child to do, except scream, "Mom," while taken from her arms. His heart begins pounding, his brother and sisters crying. He looks around with thoughts profound, wants a child to think. Heart and mind out of sync, is this a dream? Or simply a heartless scheme? Barely able to hear his mother's words he must adhere. Take care of your brother and look after your sisters. He is forced to comply, unable to say goodbye. Wants a child to feel, accept pain that may not heal. Wants a child to say as he is being taken away. Within a matter of minutes, he is taken past the Brooklyn limits. How's a child to react, not knowing when he'll go back? As he closes his eyes, his emotions temporarily die. However, when faced with reality, this child is me. See, I didn't start off as the ideal circumstances with mom and dad and a great environment. However, still was able to, through adversity, was able to go ahead and go to high school and be able to meet a guidance counselor who was my college liaison, who recommended that I fill out for a scholarship. I knew right away that I wanted to go to school, and that was the only way to be able to change my life around from the circumstances it was currently in. And I wanted to be able to achieve something better. In order to do that, education needed to be a big part of that. How I knew that at 15, I don't know. it just was bestowed upon me to know education is the way.
Now, before you go on, that story that you read, how old were you when that situation occurred?
I was 6 years old.
6 years old. And you told the audience that from that point on, your life was foster care.
Foster care and group homes
Right.
and just
Right.
visitations to mom once in a while.
And by the time you were 15, you were on your own, putting yourself through high school with a job, and
Correct.
so determined that you were the valedictorian
Correct.
in your graduating class, and that this scholarship opportunity. Talk about that just for a moment, and what happened.
The scholarship opportunity was a great opportunity to, I remember it very vividly, very clearly. It was a Saturday morning, the New York Times came, knocked on my door, and they said, "You're one of the 21 finalists for the New York Times Scholarship." And they awarded me $5,000 each semester for schooling. And then the school itself, Syracuse University, also gave me a grant, so I wouldn't have to pay much when I got out of college.
Wow.
And that gave me the opportunity that I needed.
And then you graduated with a mechanical engineering,
Electrical engineering.
electrical
degree.
engineering degree, and found your way to Lexington Park, Maryland,
Correct.
working for NavAir.
Correct.
And then what happened?
I started here in June of 2005.
Okay.
I started in the engineering scientist development program. And that program just allows young engineers to be able to establish their career. It's
Right.
about 3 years long.
Okay.
And I did a rotational assignment, went to Point Magoo, came back here to finish up the ESDP program and continue to excel in my career.
Okay.
And eventually met a young woman on the West Coast in San Francisco. So I ended up moving back to California in 2009,
Okay.
of which things went well. We got married and we have a little baby girl.
Okay.
So I moved back here to Lexington Park, where we already have a home. We're already invested.
Right.
We love the area. And I came back as a contractor, working for TSA as a senior engineer.
Right. But you have you're taking your certifications, your boards. What are those for?
Oh yes, I'm
Professional
currently
engineer.
Correct. I'm currently pursuing my professional engineering license for the state of Maryland.
Okay, so long story short is, an early life of adversity.
Correct.
That you ended up finishing strong out of high school, getting a ticket, deserved ticket to Syracuse, coming here as a young engineer.
Yes.
And now, some years later, you are married with a child, pursuing and advancing your professional life as a professional engineer.
Correct.
And then investing in the community.
Yep.
And what you said to the students and their parents and their sponsors and the teachers and the administrators the other day was, it was MasterCard priceless. I mean, everybody to a person said, "Who is that guy?" So that's why we're here, just telling the story. And I just hope that, the community can better understand, who Ed is, not necessarily Ed himself, but the kind of professional engineer, young professionals rather, that are coming here and what they bring and how they raise the community's, credibility. So, any other comments that you'd like to offer?
I'd just like to put a little plug in for the CAP program that we're
Sure.
all three high schools in St. Mary's County, Leonardtown, Chopticon. Chopticon has Carrie Nance that does the program, and Betsy Toombs at Leonardtown, and of course myself at Great Mills. It's a fabulous program. It's my 6th year doing it. It's been very successful. I think it's changed. I really believe in it so well, and I'm very passionate about it, but I really believe it's changed the flow of the future. I really do.
And I would like to add to what you were saying is that just for those kids who feel like there's no hope and there's nothing available, you guys are offering such a great door of opportunity for them to be able to move forward. And it's important to understand and take advantage of these programs.
You're exactly right. Yep, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, and I hope more in the community will learn, and you may get some calls. Certainly, if you're at Great Mills, you do not walk through those doors and walk back out again unless you meet Miss Willis, and like you said, your counterparts in the other schools. So thank you for joining me on this edition of The Pulse, Dr. Bob Schaller with guests, as we discuss matters important to this community.